the old man saw someone suddenly fall and roll onto the train tracks. At that moment, a train was speeding toward them, but the people around were too busy pulling out their phones to film. In that critical moment, the old man jumped down from the platform, and with all his strength, pulled the man back up. Once the man was safely on the platform, the old man remained frozen on the tracks. People shouted at him loudly, but he didn't respond. He just stared fixedly at the approaching train. It wasn't until someone reached out a hand of kindness that he quickly retreated back onto the platform. It turned out the old man's wife had just passed away, and he had lost the will to live. He had intended to reunite with her in heaven, but in that moment, he couldn't bring himself to betray the kindness of others. The next day, he decided to reach heaven in another way. He put on a tie and the suit his wife had loved most, wrapped a rope around his neck, and closed his eyes, ready to see her again. But just then, a commotion came from outside. A neighbor couldn't park their car properly. Frustrated, the old man untied the rope, stormed outside, and helped them park. When the neighbor thanked him, he silently returned to his home, ready to resume his plan. But the doorbell suddenly rang. The old man opened the door and saw it was the same neighbor. To thank him for his help, they brought him a meal and asked to borrow a wrench. The old man handed over the wrench and opened the lunchbox. He decided to postpone his plan until tomorrow. The next day, he connected a hose to the car's exhaust pipe, fed the other end into the car through the window, and sealed the windows with tape. He sat in the driver's seat, waiting to see his wife again. But just as the car filled with exhaust, a knock came from outside the garage. Irritated, he opened the door, only to find the neighbor begging him to drive them to the hospital. At the hospital, the neighbor asked him to watch over their 2 children. Reluctantly, the old man acted as a temporary babysitter. He played with the 2 girls, told them fairy tales, and made them giggle with laughter. As they said goodbye, the girls sincerely thanked him, and when the old man looked at the hose in his garage, he realized he would have to delay his plan again. The next day, the neighbor showed the old man the children's drawings. He was the only one drawn in bright colors. Then, the neighbor brought him a kitten, hoping it would keep him company. The old man took the kitten to his wife's grave, and told her all that had happened recently. The care and kindness from those around him felt like a beam of light, illuminating his lifeless heart. He decided to live on, for himself, and for all the warm connections holding him here. May this story touch your heart. May you know that somewhere in this world, there is always someone quietly loving you. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.